Hey guys, welcome back to Budget with the July Dreamer. My name is Miranda, and on this channel I share everything personal finance. I cover budgeting, saving and investing. If these topics of interest to you, then please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into today's video. So I'm super excited to share today's video. This is, I believe, Transfer Tuesday number 4 for the month of January 2022, and I'm excited because I just came back from one of two trips that I have planned in January 2023. I actually went to Prague with a friend of mine and we had an absolutely amazing time. It was cold, it was snowing, but that did not stop the fun that we had. I'll try and insert a few clips into this video, but we shall see how my editing is feeling at the time of editing this video, which I will be doing in 2 hours time. So today is Tuesday the 24th of January 2023, and what I'm going to do in today's video is focus on the spending that I did for the trip to Prague. I do have my trusted laptop here, and what I'm going to try and do is I'm not going to do a screen record. I'm just going to go a screenshot of my tracker and then I'll put it up on the screen as I walk you through my entire spending. So the trip was from Thursday night to Sunday, and we stayed in this hotel called the Grandio Hotel in Prague. It's a 5-star hotel. Loved it, recommend it. And we were not too far from a lot of the tourist spots within Prague, but because I've been to Prague many times, I wasn't exactly going there to do all the tourist things. But my friend, it was her first time, so we did a couple of tourist things, and the breakdown that I'm going to share with you is from flights all the way to activities that we did. So starting off with flights, the flights I had budgeted £70. They actually came to £68, just under £69, and this was because I am a gold member with BA and I get a lot of points from everyday purchasing because of my Amex card that's connected to my BA account, and I get a lot of AVS points because of that. So normally what I try and do, I do a lot of travel hacking where the trip that I have booked in March, I used all points for the flight, but 90% of the time what I try to do is do part cash and part points where I can, especially for like long flights. But then for the trip to Prague, it just made a lot more sense to use the majority of my points than to just pay cash. So that's what we did. But I believe when I was actually booking them, the flights for 2 people came to just under £300, and then when we removed we used majority of the point, so £300 would have been 150 each, so this came down to just under 69, under £70, which was really great because the rest of it I used my points. The second thing that we budgeted was the accommodation. Initially when I booked the accommodation, this 5-star hotel, it was coming up to around per the exchange rate when I was booking, to around £80 per person, and we ended up paying I think it was £82, £82.63 per person, because I forgot to account for local taxes. And I think I talked about the local tax that you pay with a lot of these European countries, but for some reason I forgot to count for it. But what is interesting is, even though my budget said £80, I actually saved £90, because I think in the back of my mind I was already considering the local taxes. So I spent just under £83 on my £90 that I had saved. Then airport parking, something that I spoke about already, is I like driving to the airport, because it's not that I enjoy like driving to the airport, it's mostly because when I come back from a trip, one thing I dislike is waiting for public transport. That's the only thing I dislike, you know, because you could have timed everything great, but then you get to airport security, or even to get your luggage. Normally I don't have luggage for European getaways, but when you have luggage and then you miss the bus, the next one isn't for another hour or 45 minutes or whatever, I don't like waiting. And because I don't like waiting, 90% of the time I would just pay for airport parking. If it's ridiculous amount, then listen, we're not going to do that. But normally when it's affordable, I will book in advance. So Airport parking, I budgeted 45. This one I ended up paying £45 43 pence because I added a service on top after I'd booked the parking, so I was over by 43 pence. Airport pickup and drop off, and this is for at the destination. I always do that at the destination. I just make sure that I have airport pickup and airport drop off as well, you know, to and from the airport when we're there. And then fuel, again, because I was going to drive to the airport, and I did drive to the airport, I budgeted 50 and I spent £49 59, which was spot on. Loved it, for a full tank, by the way, which made me really happy. Food, I budgeted 150 because we are foodies, but how did we spend less than £87? Like, how did that happen? I don't know, but we had an amazing time. We enjoyed it, and maybe it's because we didn't have breakfast. We're having brunch every single day because we were sleeping in and just getting up really late. Activities, I budgeted 65. We spent under £57, which is also great. Miscellaneous, I budgeted 15, and I spent about £11. There is something that I've not yet included in here because I ended up having to buy a cardigan when I was there because I forgot mine in the car and I forgot my scarf in the car, but my coat was hella warm. It's just that when you're in the restaurant, you know, like, you take off the fancy clothes that we were wearing, as kind of like your shoulders exposed, or you feel a bit of a cold when you're sitting there. And I always like to have a cardigan, and I forgot mine, so I bought something when I was there. It was just about £10. And then one thing I did not budget for but ended up including when I came back was local transportation. We Ubered everywhere. We walked most places, but we also Ubered everywhere, especially in nighttime. I don't like messing about in the dark. I am a woman. I'm always scared of, you know, people jumping me and what have you, so I'm always Ubering everywhere that I can, and we did that. So that we spent about £15 on Ubers, which surprising but not surprising at the same time, because transportation in Prague is not really that expensive. If we had gone with local transportation, I don't think we would have even spent more than like £7, but we spent just under £15 for transportation, which was great. So my initial budget was £500. I spent under £460, so which was great, and I now have £42 left in my travel fund, and I'm going to move this money to my next trip that I have in a couple of days. Again, I won't share where I'm going, but I will tell you when I come back, and hopefully I will film Transfer Tuesday 5 there at the location and edit it on the same day, because I just like filming Transfer Tuesdays on either the Monday or the Tuesday itself, like I'm doing today. So we'll see, but I'll tell you where I am going on Tuesday next week. But in terms of what I've done for Transfer Tuesday, not transferring anything live right now because I'm going to use the money that I've got left over from the Prague trip to my next trip. I have my app Plum that has been helping me save money. I have over £200 there, so that's gonna move to this trip as well. And then I got red packets from my friend's parents for Chinese New Year, my first ever red packet, so I'm gonna use that money towards my trip as well. So yeah, that's it for today's Transfer Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.